Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another manga review. Today we're going to be looking at One Punch Man, and we're looking specifically at the Introduction Saga, which is supposed to be the first 15 chapters. So, the author here is One, and the illustrator is Yusuke Murata. Now, I had a bit of confusion. I thought Yusuke Murata was the same person as Takehiko Inoue, who did Slam Dunk and Vagabond. This does not seem to be the case. Obviously, they have different names, but I had thought that they were the same person for the longest time. However, I noticed that they weren't because I picked up Slam Dunk and Vagabond recently from Mexico, and I realized that the art style in those books are different from Yusuke Murata. So if anyone has ever had that kind of bit of confusion, they are different people. They do draw different ways. I don't remember what Yusuke Murata has done aside from working with One, but I do think that he has worked under the Death Note guys. I'm not too sure. I might be wrong. If I am wrong, let me know down in the comments. If I'm not wrong, also let me know down in the comments. So, yeah, the publisher for the English version of One Punch Man is, of course, Viz. It's under the Shonen Jump line, even though it is not a Shonen Jump title. It's a Jump Plus title, so it is supposed to be more like a seinen, I think. So that is the demographic there, is that it is a seinen. And the genres here are superhero, comedy, and you can also call it a parody. And a lot of people say that this is a parody of Shonen Jump tropes or shonen tropes in general. I can definitely see that. And I had also thought that, it wasn't really a good beginner manga because you can't really enjoy a parody of something without having read enough of it to know all of the tropes, right? So that is kind of my opinion on it. I don't really necessarily think that opinion will remain the same as I read more of this because, maybe it doesn't really matter, or maybe it really isn't a parody. It's kind of like just funny. I'm not too sure. In terms of adaptation, it does have one. It has a anime. I actually watched the first couple episodes of the anime and I didn't like it. And so that's why I hadn't read this story, even though everyone and their mother seems to like it. So yeah, I do want to mention that the rating for this story is going to be a 3 out of 5. At least this first introduction saga, I didn't really find it to be amazing, but I didn't really have anything wrong with it either. I thought it was middle of the road. Not mid, but just middle of the road. And the premise here is that Saitama is this bald superhero who happens to have, like Superman type levels of power. He beats everything with one punch, and so that is why he is the One Punch Man. And it's just very ridiculous. We get to follow him as he goes through a few different adventures. The plotline is pretty simple. Saitama gets introduced by fighting this kind of crab guy, which looks like the guy from SpongeBob. And then we get to, see him fight a few other villains. We get to see him fight some skinheads. We get to see him fight a ninja. We get to see him fight some X-Men mutant wannabe characters that basically were all furries. So, it's fun. We also get introduced to Genos, or Genos, I guess. I don't know how to say his name. And we get an introduction to the Hero Association at the very end of the Introduction Saga. So, there really isn't much going on here. You just get to see Saitama fight someone, and then he does something ridiculous. It's very similar to Mashle in this way, because I think Mashle was actually inspired by One Punch Man. I'm not too sure if that's necessarily true, but it is kind of in that same vein. And so there really isn't much to sink your teeth into, but this is like the way the story is separated, so that's how I'm going to go about reading it. So, yeah, in terms of characters here, we have Saitama, we have Genos, we have Moomin Rider, the Evolution group, I can't remember their name, the House of Evolution or something like that. The Skinhead dudes, also can't remember their name. And the redundant sounding Sonic Ninja guy, I can't remember his name either. I only know Moomin Rider because I've heard people talk about him before, and he is a very distinct, like, wannabe Kamen Rider guy, but he rides a bike. He doesn't seem to have superpowers, so that's cool. In terms of world building, there's a lot of crazy evil villain people. There's people that are the Subterraneans and the House Evolution people, the Skinhead guys, the Ninja who happens to have like this crazy ass power, and a bunch of like alien / non-human type of bad guys, and that's cool. There's also the hints of the Hero Association, and in general there's an interesting kind of setup to the story. Probably the best part of it was the House of Evolution stuff, because I like the mosquito chick. Other than that, there really isn't much world building done just yet, because we are still getting to the end of the beginning, right? There's also this Gorilla Grodd type of character, which I thought was fun. So the world building is like interesting, but it's not very deep just yet. And in terms of the artwork, I think this is probably the best part of the story so far. The artwork is excellent. It's very, very appealing, and it actually has a lot of gravitas to it, which is fun because it contrasts really sharply with the very small moments where the art just goes derpy, and I like that a lot. I really wouldn't have liked this story if it was all derpy, like one's art style is, because I don't think he's actually an artist. I mean, I guess technically speaking, he is an artist if he has written something, but like he doesn't draw well. So yeah, in terms of fan service, basically just the Mosquito Girl. Any chapter that she's in, it's a fan service chapter because she's very hot. So yeah. Other than that, the rating for this story, like I said, a 3 out of 5. It was interesting, but I'm not hooked yet. I'm not really loving it. I also don't really have a great experience with this story in general. I really disliked the first 4 episodes of the anime. I don't know why. I think I was just not in the mood for it at the time, and so everything that was parody just kind of felt annoying. Like, there's that one Digimon lion guy. The crab guy looks like the guy from SpongeBob. The Subterraneans are kind of like a plot point from the end of Incredibles, right? And there's just a bunch of characters that are just like parodies, but I didn't really find them interesting. I just kind of found them annoying when I watched the anime. And so, my opinion of this story was pretty poor for a long time. I'm trying to give it a chance now, but so far I'm not really hooked. I mean, I enjoyed it. I read it pretty fast. The first 2 volumes basically are the intro saga, and I didn't really hate it, but I don't love it yet. So I'm going to try to read the next saga and see if I like it after that. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.